Hey y'all. Um Jessica here again. Uh I'm still not used to the whole live thing, so forgive me if I'm awkward. I tend to be awkward just in life in general. But anywho, it's been an interesting week. Um what a difference a week can make. So I think a lot of people either joined live or saw I guess it's a recap or whatever. I don't know. I don't technology very well. Um, of the conversation that I just kind of had with myself last week. I don't really think it was, I don't know. I guess I talked to everybody, but it was more just kind of like all the things going on in my head, just kind of being thrown out there. Um, but yeah, so in the last week, I think it's just been really, really interesting because you, you get the wide range of support, um, what's the word? Encouragement. And then you get the check-ins of like, you good? You okay? And I just kind of, I guess I felt like, maybe like a little quick update on everything would be worth doing. I don't know if people care about what I have to say that much, but here we are. So first off, anyone who has reached out to either myself or Rob personally, we truly appreciate it. He is actually doing pretty well. Had a little setback this week, but that's the process of recovery, and we're just gonna keep trugging along. So he's doing better. As for me, I'm good. I think part of the the conversation that I shared last week is it's the peaks and valleys of it. It's not we sit in this valley of despair and just we want to give up and oh my god, I don't know why I got into this. It's never that. It's the reality of, I mean, take business ownership out of it. It's the reality of being a human, of being an adult, right? Of just, being a parent, even some days you really love it. And some days you're just like, whoa, you kind of rethink all your life choices. Or maybe that's just me. We have three children and we homeschool two of them. So on a daily basis, I think multiple times a day, I feel like I question my life choices. But we love them, and we love the life that we chose and that we made for ourselves. But you just have those moments of just like, what the hell? So I'm good. We are good. Business is good. This is just a tough time on everybody in general. Um, like I said, just to be an adult right now is pretty challenging. So, we are not unique, I think, in, from anyone else that is doing life right now. But I think, the struggle of a small business owner is a little different from, other people's stories. Not to say harder or more challenging, but just different. And I think other small business owners get that. And I think what we've seen in the last week is how much it's weird because there's almost like this relief of hearing someone else say it out loud. And that's what I've seen the most in the last week is just people that we've met along this journey. If we've met at a market, if we've met, through someone else, maybe at a networking event, or just people that, have supported our business as customers and that, feel kind of like family, um, and they may have a small business, just hearing those people say, wow, like, thank you for saying it. Thank you for acknowledging the elephant in the room that is rarely discussed, as openly and as publicly as, going live and just telling the world. So that feedback has been, I don't know, I don't know if there's solace in that of knowing like you're not the only one that's going through something. Um, but there's also like, there's a relief in it because it's like, okay, if you're questioning what you're doing wrong, or, how you should pivot, or, if you should give up altogether. But then you hear someone who is in a similar situation say, no, 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 it's not just you. It's us too. It's everybody. We're all just feeling the same way. There's a relief in that. There's a sense of like, okay, maybe the sky isn't falling. Maybe I'm not a terrible business owner or a terrible parent or adult or whatever part of your life you're dealing with. Maybe things just kind of suck right now. Things are just really hard and everybody's dealing with it. And, we're not okay. And that's okay. Like you hear people say it all the time. It's okay to not be okay. But I think it's a different thing to like fully acknowledge that and accept it and like point to yourself and say that applies to me too, especially when you're stubborn and prideful and all those things. So it's just, that's been really awesome to hear other business owners and other people. Well, not necessarily awesome, but it's been a relief to know that my words or, me just sharing what was going on with us helped other people kind of just take a deep breath and feel a little better. But the other part of that is the resiliency of small business owners and people who do this crazy thing that we do. If you were in business prior to the pandemic and you're still here now, there is a hustle bone that you have or hustle muscle that you possess that is unmatched. I mean, like, period, like full stop, because there are major corporations that did not survive the pandemic. And this is not like a flex of like, oh, we're better than them. It's just the reality of there are $1 million corporations that aren't here anymore. We lost so many companies and brands in that time. And we are still here, and I think I mean, you have to take a moment and like really, kind of toot your horn for that. I mean, not necessarily toot your horn, but just feel like what that means and how amazing that is. And I think when it's hard, when business is slow, when the sky is falling and it just feels so heavy, it's hard to see those moments, like those wins that you did have. And I think it's not a matter of giving up. It's not a matter of, oh, this is the end of the road for us. It's just a matter of, damn, this shit is hard right now. But we're going to get through it the way we have always done. I can only speak for our situation with me and Rob in the fact that we are workers. We will do what we have to do to get through whatever we're going through. And it might look messy. It might not be pretty all the time, but shit, we're going to do it, and I think you just have to, but you still have to have those moments of like really taking all of it in and knowing that right now it's hard. We can feel that, we can know that, and then we can get up and say, okay, what do we do now? And so I felt like kind of doing an update just to say like, we're good. Yes, business ownership is peaks and valleys. I mean, we had one of our highest peaks just a few days ago with Candy Burrs featuring us on her Black History Month Black Business Spotlight, which was amazing. Like, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, it literally shows like how that pendulum swings and how the peaks and valleys come. And oh man. So I don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm just ranting and I just wanted to just share like just an update of like, yeah, it gets hard and it's gonna be hard. And that doesn't mean that we give up. That doesn't mean that we're done. That doesn't mean that, we shut down shop and just throw our hands in. It's, we just do what we gotta do. And I just want hopefully to encourage other business owners that you can keep going. And I don't want to say that in like this like, I guess it's like toxic positivity is the new catchphrase of it, of like, oh, just keep going, you're doing great. And it's like, yeah, that's amazing to hear that, and we need to hear that. But there's something to be said about like acknowledging how hard things get, and feeling that, and just being able to have a moment where you're just like, damn, like this is hard, and have all those feelings. I mean, I think Charlemagne always says like, feel your feelings, and it's like, feel them, like actually feel them, and then you know put your big girl pants on and do what you got to do. So I don't think I think both things can be true. Two things can be true at the same time. And I say that all the time. Like, it can be hard. It can be scary. It can be freaking terrifying a lot of the time. But it's also so gratifying and so rewarding. And for us we have children, and to be able to show them a life that is different from anything that we've ever seen up close, you know, and to be able to hopefully build a legacy and generational wealth for them and all those things, like that is amazing. And it's not lost on us. Like, we don't miss all of that. But the other part of it is still true, that it does get hard. It does get very dark sometimes. And I just think you're entitled to have those feelings. You're entitled to feel them really, truly, and then decide to keep going anyway, which, like I said, makes us a little crazy. So I don't know. I guess that was it. I just wanted to kind of just update, it's been a week. A lot changes in a week. And I'm sure this time next week, it'll be something else. But, just thank you for everybody who reached out.